y'all. Karen and
Pluto!
Here for Karen and Bluto's Not Another Review channel with another movie review. And I have to tell you, I am so excited about this movie. It was so good. It's about this band and all the crap they go through. There's love, there's romance, and this movie was a total piece of shit.
I was going to say, I don't like this.
I told you to go with me whenever I got this.
I did.
It's not a band I'm even familiar with. The only reason why I even know anything about
You
this.
like them.
No, I don't.
Oh.
The only reason I'm even familiar with them is from my husband and this one talking about them a little bit. And they're both like, oh, check out this movie. It's a piece of crap. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's a stellar seller. So.
Hey, you like crappy stuff.
Sometimes. But this was, like I said, it was a piece of shit. Yeah, stellar review to get you guys encouraged to continue watching here. But I'm sure you guys are curious what movie we're talking about.
I'm sure they know because it's on the picture.
Yeah, this is true. Told you I'm not awake today. It's called Lords of Chaos.
Yep.
It's from 2018.
I guess.
Rated R, an hour and 58 movie.
What?
An hour and 58 minute movie.
That's about.
You can tell I'm so excited to review this. Basically, the movie is supposed to be like a biographical pic of
about
the band Mayhem from Sweden, Norway.
Which is it?
Norway.
Very good.
Sorry, he was talking about Swedish death metal in the last video, and I got myself confused. Hey, you didn't even mention them in your list, or they didn't fall in the time.
I listened to it, but it wasn't a lot.
Oh, okay.
Plus, the one came out in '93.
I don't know if any of you guys are going to be real familiar with this or not.
It better be.
Like I said, I was just encouraged to watch it. And,
okay, Moscow.
Bob had watched some things from a couple of the band members talking about this movie. But anyways, we start in Norway in 1987. Basically, the one member of the band, Euronymous, who's played by one of the Culkin boys, which one? Help me.
The one from Scream.
Yeah, which one is?
Rory?
Is that Rory?
I guess.
It's the one that was in Scream 4.
Yeah.
So basically, he's playing Euronymous. I don't remember his real name or anything, and he's
I can't pronounce it.
The narrator of this story.
Orston, something like that?
I don't know.
I'm not good at pronouncing their names. Sorry.
Basically, it cuts away to them like practicing in his parents' basement, kind of talk about some odd and end things, and at one point their drummer's like, peace out, and he leaves, so they get a new drummer.
Yeah, he did leave. He did leave.
And then he's going on about developing Norwegian black metal, and I'm totally screwing this up because it's been a while since we watched this, and I'm trying to read my notes, and it kind of sucks. So basically, it gets to one point, they decide to start looking for a lead singer because they have, the drummer, the guitar player, and the bassist.
Yeah, they left out somebody before, and they kind of skipped through some things.
Yeah,
they
like I said,
Maniac.
It's very...
Maniac and Messiah.
Yeah, it's loose.
They sang before Dead did. Sorry.
So they eventually find this lead singer who goes by Death, basically.
Dead.
Dead? I wrote Death.
No.
Oh,
Dead.
Sorry.
Get it right.
I suck.
Jeez.
And he's from Sweden.
That's right.
So they end up moving into this random farmhouse in the middle of nowhere.
He used to sing with a band called Morbid.
Oh. And then they have this insert random party scene. That's what I have. Insert where they're playing. Dead and Euronymous do the makeup.
Corpse paint.
Do you want to do this review?
I am. See, I am.
And everything. So
I'm making more sense than you.
it just kind of goes on.
Yeah, blah, 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 blah. It's not important.
So Dead really gets into his art where he buries his clothes.
Yep.
Before he wears them before a performance, which they do portray in there.
Yeah, he really did.
And then he would put dead animals in paper bags and basically breathe them in.
Yeah, he really did that too.
So I guess that's something they got right with it.
As far as I know.
So they eventually go to a scene where they're all performing for the first time with Dead and everything. And Dead is basically, he seems like he had very severe mental health issues.
I don't know.
From what was portrayed in there.
But he really did do that stuff live.
The only reason why I'm saying that is because I guess he was extremely suicidal. This is what they were portraying.
Well, yeah, we'll get to that because he is.
Yeah, and then there's just a lot of things that happened, in it that was whoa, this dude is really screwed up, messed up.
Yeah, maybe you could have helped him.
Yeah, but this back then, mental health wasn't a focus on a lot of things like
I don't
it
know.
is now.
You would know.
But oh, and
Next.
there's also too that dead. See, I put death, so I got myself confused. Dead liked to cut himself.
Yeah, he really did do that.
And I mean, the way they're portraying it in the movie, he is like cutting himself very deep, and I'm just like, oh my god.
I think he really did do that.
Yeah. So, and then
And he did it on stage.
eventually he does commit suicide. He blows his head off.
Yeah, he really did do that.
And then Euronymous comes home and finds him. And then Euronymous leaves, goes get a disposable camera, and he starts positioning dead and taking all these
He really did do that.
pictures. And there's a rumor that he ate part of Dead's brain.
Yeah, but that's kind of the.
Like I said, they didn't really portray that in the movie. But
one of the pictures ended up on a bootleg of Mayhem.
Yeah, and but they do show him kind of playing with the stuff, with the brains and everything.
Well, that's just a rumor. Who knows?
So, basically, next morning, the rest of the band comes over. He's like, "Hey, Dead's dead." No pun intended. And he says about, wearing these necklaces are supposed to be part of Dead's, like, skull or
that was never
bones
confirmed. Supposedly.
Well, the one drummer's like, no, I'm not doing this. So he gets fired and he leaves. So it's just.
And one of the drummers, bass player.
Oh, I thought it was the drummer.
No, the bass player quits because they were kind of friends, sort of. Necro
anyways.
Butcher.
Anyways.
Yes. Necro Butcher quit the band. The drummer is Hellhammer.
See, I don't know this shit. Anyways.
So you're getting a history lesson. All right, moving on.
Following it.
You talked about him leaving.
Eventually, Euronymous, he opens a record store and lives there. Like, they're selling, like...
Helvete, or it's the Norwegian word for hell.
Yeah, I don't remember, but,
yeah.
He's trying to figure out, because they start talking about posers, and posers with this, and posers with that.
I don't know if that was true or not, but...
So, like, they would try to, like, evaluate people as they came in based on what kind of music they would pick up. So this, I have Vane re-enters the movie.
Vane or Varg?
Varg. I spelled his name wrong. That's what it was. Varg showed up earlier in the movie, and then he comes back in.
Everybody knows Varg. He has a history.
I don't know shit. So he kind of comes back in and, like, gives Euronymous a tape of him doing stuff, and he's like, well, this shit is good.
Burzum. What is the name of the band?
Oh, whatever. So he's like, they basically work on it to release it under Euronymous' label.
That was supposedly true, yeah.
And all that, but like I said, the big things, they talk about posers a lot. Well, then I think Varg goes on about, is it Varg that goes on about being against the church or Euronymous? That's what I'm trying to remember.
I don't remember, but that was never proven.
One of them, yeah, it was never proven, but they show in there about being against the church and they should fight the church, and Varg decides to start burning down churches.
But that was never proven.
But it was, like I said, it was never proven.
And he never admitted to it.
And Varg, who is still around, will confirm or deny, even though this is around the time that apparently there were church burnings.
There were. Well, apparently there were. Somebody did it.
But. Yeah, but they never confirmed or denied, and they were never found guilty of it. So, and eventually, like I said, this movie kind of skips around a little bit too. That's
yes, it does. I was even confused.
I feel bad because it's like I'm trying to look at my notes and I'm trying to remember the movie, but it was also at the point like because it was so awful, but I'm trying to pay attention and everything.
But I'm helping you.
So it goes to them recording their first album.
Technically, it wasn't their first, but
there wasn't their first album together with Varg and them, and
yeah, it was that one.
That's what I meant was the first with him. And Euronymous keeps changing things, is what I put.
Like, I don't know. I don't remember.
I don't remember. Euronymous, the way he was portrayed...
I heard he was kind of a jerk in real life.
Yeah, the way he was portrayed in the movie, like he was all talk and no action.
Well, I heard that too from people.
It's my impersonation, because like he would say about doing stuff and somebody would go and do it. And he's like, yeah, you're fighting. Like he would live vicariously through them.
I don't know if that's true, but I kind of heard he kind of had problems.
Varg burning the churches, he was like, oh yeah, but he wasn't man enough to do it.
So that could be up to your imagination.
So I mean, you could kind of take it or leave it. It was like I said, to me, my impersonation of him, he was a big pussy. I'm just putting it out there.
Well, I kind of heard that too from people.
Yeah, because I mean, it was like he would talk and other people would do stuff, and he'd be like, yeah, and then
obviously the bass player didn't like him.
So, anyways, what do I have here next?
I don't know. I'll try to help. I can't read your writing either.
Sell records. Okay. Oh, they're going on about the first album comes out, and Varg is going, he wants his money back because it was his mom. He borrowed the money from his mom to pay for one of the albums. And Euronymous is like, we got to sell stuff to get money, to put back in, to make money. And he's like, we need something to promote it. So this is where Varg goes and burns the church in the movie.
That could be kind of fictional, but you never know.
And don't they use it for like an album cover or something, some of these, or...
There's a picture of a church on there, De Mysteriis Dum Satanis, but I don't know if it was burnt down or if it was just a picture.
So...
Look up the picture of that. See for yourself.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was kind of like was Varg's way of like, okay, this is going to be promoting so we can sell the albums. And then it kind of becomes a competition between Euronymous and Varg with things. Like, Varg will do stuff where Euronymous is just a talker.
But I don't know if that was part of the movie.
Yeah, and they weren't friends from what...
I don't know if any of them were friends.
Right. Because, I mean, what's funny is they kind of show Euronymous mourning, dead, but...
I didn't hear about that, but hey, you never know.
I mean, you don't really know because, like I
heard they hated each other, but that's just what I heard.
Yeah, so I mean, that's why I said it's like...
It's all over the place.
Take it or leave it. It's what it is. What it is. Like, you're not going to fully know or anything. And I think Varg has said he didn't really like Euronymous or anything like that.
Well, obviously, if what happened, no, he didn't.
Right. But
then again, who knows?
Then, like I said, it becomes a competition. But then it goes over to this, like, random part. I have Vance. Is that who it was from? He becomes the bassist from...
What?
The one dude, there's this one dude that kind of hangs out with this group they have, and it doesn't really pertain to Mayhem. He's in another, eventually is in another group, but he's at a bar and he ends up killing
Faust.
A gay. Oh, okay. Maybe I think that's
his name.
He ends up killing this gay guy, but it really has nothing to do with Mayhem.
No, he was the emperor.
Other than, they talk about it on the news and he's like, I did that. Like, that's all. Like, it was like he was doing it to fit in with this.
Yeah, that was kind of stupid.
Group they had. Like, it was
I don't know how that worked.
Because I even said, I'm like, what the heck does this have to do with them? And
they mentioned it later. I got it. Because,
right. Well, you watched it the second time we watched it.
I saw this piece of crap twice.
Right, yeah. Bluta sat through it twice.
Because I wanted to see it.
So I was just like, well, what does this have to do with Mayhem other than...
Well, they were together back in the day. They hung out. Like some bands hang out. But
still, it wasn't like he was in their band or anything. It was just
that I know of. No.
Very random.
He was with Emperor.
But,
listen to Emperor. They're good.
Euronymous also starts displaying like increased paranoia from what I was viewing in the movie.
I don't know if that was true or not.
Yeah, I mean, he kind of just... But I mean, I don't know if drinking, doing drugs, and all the other crazy stuff they were doing.
Well, actually, I heard he didn't drink or do drugs.
Oh.
I heard that. I don't know if it's true or not, but I heard he didn't do that stuff.
Yeah, so I
heard he didn't even smoke.
Wow.
So I don't know. You gotta take it for yourself.
Sometime in this part, Euronymous decides to start focusing more on himself. Varg is like screwing everything that moves pretty much. I mean, I
think that was made up too.
I don't know.
He said that's kind of but I don't know.
Who knows? I mean, like I said,
I would believe him more than the movie.
Right. But I mean, it's kind of take it or leave it. Then we go up to 1993, and back in Norway, they end up. I have blowing up the biggest. Talk about blowing up the biggest church for an album cover. So I think this was something.
That was you're talking about for the cover. I don't know if they really did that.
But I think they were planning on doing something because I mean,
I don't know.
There's still more church burning going on. Varg does at one point drag Euronymous, and they do burn down a church.
Like I said, I think that was kind of...
But like I said, nothing's confirmed or denied, and it was just kind of like some of this was like, what does this have to do with anything?
Yeah, just so you know, the bass player Varg and the other bass player Necro Butcher, they said that they really didn't like this.
Yeah, they were.
I think Varg didn't see it. People asked him about it.
Probably refuses to watch us as POS.
And I think Necro Butcher, the bass player, I think he watched it and said he didn't like it.
There's something I have on here. They are recording a new album at this point.
What was the new one?
I don't remember. Like I said, my notes are kind of goofy on this because I had some trouble following.
I thought they dropped it the De Mysteriis Dum Satanis one.
I don't know.
That came out in 93.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm just trying to read my notes.
Okay.
At one point, then Varg calls Euronymous, says about going public about the Black Circle. That was the name of their group, and basically taking responsibility for what they're doing with the churches and everything.
Either. I don't know. Who knows?
So he ends up meeting with two people from the press, trying to disguise themselves. He was saying too about bringing stuff back to the origins, and
I think that was kind of bleh. But
and everything. Well, Varg ended up getting arrested because like the press turns him in, but they're like basically he ends up getting released. Because,
I think in real life he got arrested for the church burnings first, but they didn't have any proof. But I don't know.
Right.
But we'll get to his real arrest later.
Like I said, he got arrested, but there was really no proof. I mean, the only thing he said is he knew about the first one because he left a dead rabbit on the doorstep.
I didn't hear about that.
But like I said, who knows with this? Well, eventually Euronymous gets pissed off at Varg for doing this. Like, what the hell are you doing? You're exposing us and everything.
Again, that might be Hollywood fiction.
Yeah, and this is kind of where they're having their falling out at this point.
Yep.
Euronymous is kind of with this chick somewhere in here.
Well, I also heard rumors about him, but I don't know if they're true or not.
Yeah, so this is where I was joking about the romance stuff at the beginning.
No.
But he's
I think that was fake.
Going to do his own thing and everything, so he ends up hooking up with this one girl that's kind of throughout the movie.
Varg said something about him that kind of denied that, but that's just his opinion.
Yeah, anyways.
I don't know.
So, eventually Varg, I have the wrong person, Euronymous, ends up his shop ends up going basically bankrupt, the record store, because I think his dad was paying for stuff or something, they said, and he stopped paying.
I heard he closed it down because his parents didn't want the attention.
Yeah.
That's what I heard from them.
Who knows? Oh, and they also say about Euronymous having a sister, which...
I don't know. That's never brought up.
Yeah, so I don't know.
He may or he
like
may
I
not.
said, some of this is just so damn confusing. I think if I watched it again...
It still won't make any sense.
Which I won't.
I saw it twice.
So while he's closing up the record shop, he gets a call from a magazine about the Black Circle, etc.
I don't know if that's true or not.
You know, so he does an interview. Basically, Varg gets released because there's not enough evidence. Varg shows up to talk to Euronymous, and they're talking about things, and Varg's like, I'm out. I want nothing to do with you. I'm done. Basically, you're an asshole. You don't do anything. You talk. Like, that's... And
that might be true.
He leaves, keeps saying about Euronymous being a poser, you know, so on and so forth. And then there was this part earlier in the movie where, like I said, Euronymous is all talk, no action. Well, he's talking about, well, if Varg was here, I'd do this, and I would do this to his body.
That was supposed to be true about the phone thing.
Yeah.
Like, Varg heard a conversation on the phone from somebody.
Yeah.
Euronymous planned to kill him.
Yeah.
That's what Varg said.
Eventually, later, he fights with his girlfriend. They make up everything.
Yeah, blah, 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 blah.
He sends a letter/contract to Varg saying, "Hey, I'm going to pay you back everything I owe you. Just sign off on this. Here's the amount." He was just trying to say, you know, I hope we can just be at peace and be friends or whatever. You know, you go your way, I'll go my way.
Oh.
And I don't even know what he said what he was planning on doing at that point, but I don't even remember what it was.
I don't know. That wasn't true anyhow.
So he ends up at this point like cutting off. Euronymous cuts off his hair. You know, he's trying to.
I heard that wasn't true either.
Yeah, I don't know.
Varg said it wasn't.
I don't know what he's trying to do at this point. Well, he eventually gets the Varg gets the contract. The one guy that's kind of his roommate's going on about like what Euronymous said. So Varg gets kind of paranoid, and he's like, come on, you need to drive me. He's trying to develop this alibi that they were watching Die Hard 2 and
plug
all this. It was like all this.
I don't know.
It was like all this stupid shit.
Yes,
and then it was so funny at one point because they needed gas and they stopped to get gas and neither one of them had cash. So Varg gives the guy his credit card and goes, I'll just report it stolen. And Varg is trying to hide so nobody can see it. So, they eventually get to Euronymous' apartment. Varg goes up. Euronymous is like, hey, you know, you didn't have to bring this. You could have just mailed it back. I think he put a self-addressed stamped envelope or something in it. And I don't remember everything, but they're kind of talking. They end up in the kitchen. And Varg's like, I think he said something like, were you going to plan on killing me or I'm going to take you out? And he just like starts stabbing him.
I think that was a little bit overkill.
It was a little bit of overkill.
Not the band, I mean, but, you know, they did it too much.
I mean, they were doing it in the apartment, then Varg stops to get a glass of milk or something.
I don't know about all that.
Wall. It was, like, just very goofy, and then they're out in the hall, and eventually he gets stabbed to death, and Euronymous dies. And because all Euronymous kept saying at the beginning was, I told you this wasn't going to have a happy ending.
Which is stupid.
And I know this one's like, I hate when people narrate and they're supposed to be dead.
How does it work?
So I don't know, but basically,
jeez.
There's basically an ending with kind of a montage of things like Varg eventually gets arrested. The other dude that killed the gay man earlier, he gets arrested. They're showing your Aunt Mrs. girlfriend crying, his sister.
Whose sister didn't age.
Yeah, I mean, it was so funny. It was at least like 6 years, but she looked like she was still 12 the whole time.
Yep.
So that's kind of the way it ended. Like I said, it is a piece of shit. I don't think I've ever said that about any of the movies we've reviewed on here.
Oh.
But like I said, I probably screwed up some of the review with this, but honestly, this movie was confusing to watch.
Even to me, it was confusing. And I like the band.
And like I said, I know Bob kind of filled me in on some of the stuff because this one, and Bob watched it before.
This one? Is that my new name?
Bluto. And Bob watched it before I did because they were like, "Oh, we want to check it out," and it's on Hulu. I think it's still on Hulu.
Maybe me and him will watch it together. We'll try to figure it out together.
Well, you did watch it together and watched it twice together and couldn't figure it out.
Oh yeah. Oh.
You want to go for 3 times?
Oh. I just didn't make heads or tails out of this.
Yeah. So, like I said, not that I know the whole history of the man, but just from what Bluto and Bob have told me, like a lot of this movie is.
Just I wasn't there.
Yeah.
It might all be there, but I wasn't there.
Yeah. Well, no, just from like interviews with the band members.
I believe the band more than a Hollywood movie.
So, I mean, it's like, I don't know if it's just one of these things, like they just picked the random band, because like we were saying about, well, that's copyright, that's their name, that's this, that, like, how could they legally do all that? But because the band, like, did not sign off on this, the families did not sign off on this, so.
Yeah, when do you think the families of the dead, like Dead and Euronymous, would be mad?
I mean, I'd be pissed.
Who knows? Maybe they didn't see it either.
I don't know. But like I said,
just listen to the band.
If you want to watch it, it is on Hulu right now.
Hurry up and watch it for free.
Yeah, well, you're paying for them.
Yeah, but don't rent it. It ain't worth $1.
Don't rent it. Don't buy it. Better yet, don't watch it.
Well, watch it just for curiosity.
Unless you're that curious, like I said.
If you're a big Mayhem fan, watch it and give your opinion. Yeah, even if you don't like Mayhem, then you might like it because you don't know what it's about.
Yeah, because didn't you say you came across a review from somebody that actually liked it, but they had no clue who the band was?
Yep. They said, I don't know the band, but I like the movie. Whatever.
Yeah, like I said.
Listen to the band.
Anywho, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell icon so you know when we post new content. Help share the page. We would greatly appreciate it. Comments, leave a comment. If there's something you want us to review, leave a comment. I'll see about getting it. If we don't have it, if you're willing to get it for us,
maybe we'll review some Mayhem CDs.
Maybe I can put it on the Amazon wish list if you're willing to help out the channel. Make sure you check out my other channel, K-Dog Games, Toys, and More for toy and game reviews and some other things.
From Games, Toys, and More.
Yep. I think that's it. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.